Warning. The following podcast may contain mature material unsuitable for children and young adults, spoilers, and bad opinions excluding my own. Please enjoy. Hello and welcome to the Anime Broad Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle, and I'm joined with a special guest today. His name is Atlas, aka Patrick.
Hello.
Well, I feel like we have to say that I'm sorry that we haven't gotten any episodes in many months. We are on a hiatus right now, and we are actually still on kind of a hiatus because I also apologize on behalf of the other members because they haven't watched much anime this season. So it's just me and my good friend Patrick who have watched anime this season. Oh, a lot of anime. Our members have seen one or two or three, but between him and I, we've got a good number going. Also, look forward to the next episode because we're going to talk about all of us going to Anime Expo. Me, Glenn, Jared, Cassie. We'll have a guest, Zach and Glenn. We might even have more guests. But let's crack right into it, and we're going to go into this season's anime.
All right, what did you want to start with?
Let's start not even alphabetically. I don't know how they order it on any chart, but first up is Kakegurui. Guru-e.
Oh, yeah.
What are your first impressions?
I like it. It's, relative to your other seasonals, I would put it, above par, certainly.
I also have to preface by saying it is August 12th, and we're pretty much halfway through the season. The summer season of 2017. But yeah, Kakegurui, I've actually only seen 2 episodes because I can't actually say the reason I haven't seen more than 2, but it's not bad. It's certainly trying to be original with your stereotypical school anime, but with gambling. There's not actually a lot I can say about it because it's just really formulaic in its approach. You've got the main character who enters this prestigious high school and everything revolves around gambling, but then she immediately gets sucked into that world, and you come to find out that she's a crazy bitch who's really good at gambling.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Yeah, but on the plus side, it's fun to see these narcissistic bitches get their ass shredded to bits by the main character.
Yeah, a big theme of the show too is the cheating, right? A lot of the gambling and things that go on, not always what it seems, right? And the main character happens to be somebody who is very good at determining when the odds are not necessarily reflective, I guess, of a
yeah. It's kind of a bad guy of the week kind of format where she basically beats them at their own game, whether it be legit or cheating. I feel like that may be its downfall later in the season as it goes on, because being such. Truth be told, I have only seen 2, so I can't say for sure, but it may get too samey.
5 in. Yeah, it's still following the same formulaic stuff. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's only 1 core, right? So you're probably
it's short and poignant.
Yeah,
but did you have any comments on it?
Overall, it's pretty good so far. I would just say, if you like to watch a lot of seasonals, this is probably would be in the top half of what is available, at least for the summer.
Yeah, I'd agree on that. Also, to preface, I didn't give a proper introduction. Atlas is a moderator on my Discord server. You can find us on discord.gg/weeaboo. Haha. Next up, we've got Fate Apocrypha.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. I feel like this one was a letdown for a lot of people. It's still pretty good, I guess. But you know,
well, I think it's the story that carries it more than like the animation and the because I mean, all right, it's Fate. It's the story and the animation and the fight scenes that carry it,
right?
More so than like, you know, character development and other things. And I feel like, as far as like the story's good, I like, you know, I've read a bit of the light novels and it's pretty good. The fight scenes, I also have to talk about the animation wise that way, because I feel like A1 Pictures is definitely getting a lot of their animation hints from Ufotable's Fate series.
I found it really funny, actually, like especially even just in the first episode, like you kind of see like, you know that they were going for the Ufotable style, right? But then it just feels like it's like budget Ufotable. It's like, what can we do with like half the resources?
Yeah.
I guess we can get kind of close, but not really.
And while we're at it, like one thing I copied from Ufotable that I don't like is I hate this trend that anime are starting to use like over-based sound effects.
Oh, I actually love that, but that might make me a bad person.
It's fucking annoying, because like it's literally taking the bass and turning it all the way up so it's actually distorts.
Right. Yeah. The distortion effects. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
It's not even effect. All right. It's like to. I can see what they're doing. They're trying to make it seem like it's being filmed. And like the actual explosions are over distorting the microphone.
Yeah.
But like it's
maxing the mic.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah, I've seen mixed feelings about it. Although, I think more people that I've talked to do not like it than do like it. You know what I mean? Like the people that don't care tend to just be sort of ambivalent about it, and then like. There's some people who are very vocal about disliking it, so
yeah, like I can understand, and I could appreciate if they used it a little bit here and there, but it's literally almost every impact frame and every impact uses
I just like
overbass.
The sound of shit blowing up, tbh, so like that's my jam.
But to get back into the fight scenes are good.
For A1, yeah, I would say they're
for
pretty
A1,
good.
Yeah, like. They could, like, there's a lot of parts that are a bit iffy. Yeah. Like, especially, I think it was the first episode where we see, no, it was the second or third episode where we see Mordred fight the golems. Where, like, she just kind of, like, moves around and they get sliced up without her actually moving.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't... Was that intentional or not? Like, I'm wondering if the idea behind that was like she just did it so fast it looked like she didn't do anything, or if they were just. I mean, I want to just say like
I have a feeling they wouldn't just like forget to animate her slicing. So I think they were trying to go for the moving too fast for the camera.
Right. Well, yeah, it's one of those things, right? Like I guess we'll never know, right? But
yeah, and then it has Astolfo in it, he's a darling.
Pretty popular character, for sure.
Yeah. What, if not the most popular character in Apocrypha? Well, I'm sure I angered a few people there, but a lot of people watch this anime because of Fate Grand Order. I know that.
Yeah, a lot of overlap.
As far as the story goes, I mean, it's pretty solid. You know, it's a regular Type Moon. It's dark. It's got a lot of action scenes.
I've seen a lot of criticism regarding the writing of Apocrypha, as in like a lot of people were not very big fans of the main character. That being said,
are you talking about the homunculus?
Yeah. I mean,
like he's like he is a pretty weak character, but I feel like it's still too early for me to tell.
True. Did you read the source material? I haven't. So, like, obviously, I'm sure there's people who know
I read
what happens.
Part of the first novel quite a few years ago.
Right. Yeah.
This was when the first volume wasn't even fully translated.
Yeah. See, I'm just looking at it right now from just only watching the show, right? So
yeah,
I noticed that especially a lot of the readers are not pleased with the show, at least from what I've gleaned. I mean, I can't obviously comment on that, but
yeah,
I don't know.
The anime's already gone far past where I remember.
Yeah, like in terms of like where I'd put it roughly this season, I'd say it's pretty like middle of the pack. I wanted to do better, but I mean, we're looking at 2 cores, right? So it's got some time. We'll see what happens with it. I mean, I don't know if I would put it higher than Kakegurui, at least on my watch priority.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish it, of course. I don't think I'll drop it unless something like really ridiculous happens. But
yeah, because like you and I both have like a pretty interlocking fate into the series, the whole universe in general, since we both met on the Fate Stay Night TeamSpeak.
Oh yeah.
Spawned from the subreddit.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. I think it's fair enough we move along. Yep. Next up we have gamers.
Oh yeah, gamers. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people like were immediately turned off by the first episode, but I found that in discussions, people were sort of warming up to it as it went on.
I enjoy it because it's so many anime that are themed like this, that are themed around video games and stuff. They theme it way too much into it, and it draws me off because they just constantly throw tropes without any other kind of substance.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's a lot of playing into stereotypes sort of thing. And like, I mean, it's good. And I mean, obviously, this show does it too, right? But not
This show
quite
does
as
it too,
badly.
but not. But then it also gives you so much more because like there's actually a pretty good romantic comedy going on.
Right. Yeah. It's certainly like, yeah, this is definitely a watchable show. I think for me, I don't think I have any intention of dropping this so far. I'll probably keep with it till the end.
Yeah. Other than that, I enjoy the fact that these characters have a lot more personality than you usually see in a rom-com. Right.
Yeah, I would agree with that actually.
Just by the fact that the main character, he's not just some like pussy, even though like that's his like archetype. He's just a gamer nerd, and
hey, he sticks to his guns, right? Like I mean, some people try to, they'll say things to him that he doesn't agree with, and he will actually,
he will tell them off and insult them in the process.
Yeah, exactly. It's and
then I like the fact that the prettiest girl in school has like some sort of weird, like going beyond a crush to like almost a fetish with the main character.
Yeah, kind of like an obsession. I mean, that's good, but I wish they would get more into the reason of why. Like, maybe it'll probably come later, right? We're about halfway. Maybe
I think it's been shown for the most part, like because Tendo is basically like infatuated with MC's aesthetic of a gamer. Because like it was like the part where he's talking to the jock guy on the bridge and she's watching him, and like it's the part where he defends his view of gaming. Yeah, and, like she completely like wets her panties and shit. She's.
I mean, I'm also curious about like what the circumstance was for before that, right?
Yeah,
because even prior to that, like, I mean, it's pretty obvious that she had some sort of like interest in the character, right?
Right. Yeah, because I think she was interested in his aesthetic of gaming, but then like when he was able to like be open about it with Jock Dude, that she finally like realized, you know, he's like the version of gamer that I want to be, where games are just played for fun.
Yeah.
And there's no overlying stigma attached. Like, and that being the reason why he doesn't actually join the game club, which is also, I like that, because any other kind of anime you would see about gaming, he immediately would join by the first episode.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Yeah, and
we're halfway through and he's still not in the gaming club.
And there'd be like a competitive focus, right? And it's kind of interesting to see like the main character. He's just like he turns his back on the whole competitive side of things. Not on like. I mean, not as if like he's not competing with other characters in the show for, you know, this or that. It's more like just like the whole concept of playing games competitively, which is like what the club is about, right?
Right. Other than that, it's turning out to be a pretty good romantic comedy. Like saying that because it just uses gamers as, you know, a method to push a romantic comedy. Yeah,
just the setting, right? Like it's sort of just it sets the stage, so to speak. But definitely one of the watchable shows this season, especially if you like rom-coms and that sort of thing.
And next up we have Koi to Uso.
How far into this are you, by the way?
I think I'm like 4 or 5 episodes in.
Okay, yeah, I'm 5.
And it's getting pretty good.
Yeah, drama heavy for sure. I mean, obviously there's some suspension of disbelief required for this show, right? Like
it's like the light version of what's that one anime?
Kuzu no Honkai. Scum's Wish, yeah.
It's like the light version of that.
They get compared a lot.
Yeah. But then they throw in,
I don't know if it's a good comparison, but kind of, right?
But then they throw in a gay character, which is like,
hey man, they got one in Kuzu no Honkai too, technically.
That's
like,
true. Oh yeah, that is true. Fuck. I mean,
I'd say that's spoilers, but I mean, it aired so
yeah, completely.
So long ago.
No, we don't give fucks about spoilers here.
Alright.
Yeah, I completely forgot about the lesbian sex they always had. But but yeah, I haven't gotten. I think I'm right past the episode where we find out that his friends totally wants his dick.
Right. Yeah.
Other than that, man, I have a hard time choosing which girl I want to root for. Because like, while I really fucking liked I really liked his first crush, you know, and I was like totally like, fuck, by the end of this anime they have to get together. But when we meet like the strawberry blondes, like, fuck, dude, she meets my aesthetic on like a different level. So
hard life, my dude.
I'm rooting for second girl now, Ponytails.
Rurina? I'm not sure how you say her name.
Yeah, Ruri.
Something like that.
Yeah, just because, man, I haven't seen, because MC's main crush, I feel like she's got another secret behind her. Like there's something there. Cause like,
I mean, they lay it on thick, right? Like you kind of know the whole like group of 4. There's like, they've explained the ties between all of them except for 2 of them, and it's like pretty heavily hinted as to.
Because I'm wondering what her relationship is with his gay friend. Because
I mean, I was just assuming that they were matched. That's my assumption, because like I can't really see what else it would be, right? I mean, they've been pushing that since episode 1.
I wonder if they've been matched, but like he's already told her to back off because he is his. I wonder,
or she knows that he's gay or something, right? Like,
yeah, or she might have found out.
Yeah.
Interesting. I look forward to seeing what's going on. Like on the scale of watchability, it's pretty good. Like if you enjoy romance and drama, like it's quite up the alley right there.
Yeah, this is good for kind of just like, yeah, drama, I guess. I mean, it's definitely a show, like, you have to be able to sustain some sort of suspension of disbelief. Like, you're gonna have a bad time, like, if you come in very critical of the setting. Like, it's gonna be really tough to actually, be able to sit down and watch this, because the whole time you're just gonna be sitting there like, yeah, there's just no way that this would happen, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same way with Kuzuno Honkai.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Because, like, that anime...
It's just over the top.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much smut at that point.
Yeah. Another thing, yeah, this is actually quite toned down, right?
Yeah.
Like, relative to that, I would say, in terms of how graphic it is.
Yeah, and I like, more so than Kuzuno Honkai, it's more believable because they have created a false setting, a fictitious setting, I should say.
Right. Yeah. Actually, yeah, you kind of raise a good point there. With Kuzuno Honkai, I guess the assumption was like everything is relatively normal. At least here they introduce some sort of like
a system of where, like, the government chooses your spouse by the time you turn 16.
Which kind of, I would guess, changes character relationships.
Yeah.
Like, quite
it forces them onto like a train track.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's a pretty good setting just for in terms of advancing the plot. Like, shit happens because, like, this is the way that things are, and, like, that coming out of the starting gate, right? Like,
but, like, another facet I want to see more explained is, like, there seems to be, like, some sort of mysteriousness about the actual government system in place.
Yeah. I'm sure at some point we're gonna see some of the inner workings of it, right? Like,
yeah.
It's been hinted at. Like, I think in the most recent episode, like, they sort of hinted at a new character being introduced.
You're talking about the silver-haired girl.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure how important she's going to be, but, like, it seems like the way that she was
MC's crush's friend to some degree.
Oh, is she? Oh, fuck, like, I didn't even remember that.
Remember where she was talking to her on a bench at the end of one of those episodes?
Oh, you're right, actually.
Yeah. So I'm sure she's some sort of plot point, being a cutie and all, but I'm pretty sure she's not part of the romance. But
right.
Who knows? Maybe she told his crush about his gay friend. Who knows?
Could be, yeah.
Next up is Token Rambu, or Katsugeki Token Rambu by Ufotable. I didn't start it, I'll be honest, because I'm not interested in Token Rambu.
I can't say too much on this. I did one episode and I dropped it.
Yeah, so we might as well skip it.
Yeah.
I mean, all I know is, like, it's a card game more marketed to girls, being that it's mostly, if not all, like, pretty Bishonen guys. Then we have Hajimete no Gal. It's like a hentai without the hentai.
Yeah, another rom-com, right? Except it's a bit more graphic than Gamers, obviously. Significantly more graphic.
I'll admit this is one of the anime that I'm watching that it's hard to keep going because I hate the main character. Because, like, it's one of those self-insert / like, totally undeserved of romance kind of main characters.
Ultra generic, right? Like,
he's not even really generic. He's just kind of trash, like, generic.
Yeah.
Where he, like, constantly fantasizes about having sex with women. Like, not that.
Yeah, that's like half his personality.
I mean, like, not that, most guys don't, but to the point where
he's definitely over the top, right? Like, it's like the focus of his life. They make a point
to have, like, tons of skits about him imagining, like, sexual encounters with girls.
Yeah,
like, tons of times throughout the episode.
There's actually so many good criticisms I've seen levied at the show. Like, a big one that people complain about his friend group, and especially, like, Pedo guy. I've seen that come up a lot.
Fucking all right. Yeah, his friend. They're trying to make the joke that he's a pedophile.
Yeah, it's just so over the top, right? Like,
but it's just so cheesy. It's like they don't
not
even try.
funny,
They don't
really,
even
right?
try to make jokes about it. It's just like, oh, I wish she was late. Or like, oh, kids' panties.
Yeah,
Like shit like that, where they're not even trying to be subtle about it, or
it's
like
not even funny. Like it's just gross, right? Like it's
it's just kind of gross.
The show, you lose nothing by like cutting that character out. I think like you actually just don't lose anything. In fact, I would say that you stand to gain because it's just total trash. Like there's just no reason for something like that.
Yeah, I mean, like anyone who's like completely against it is going to hate the anime.
Yeah, it's like, man, it's like, oh, haha, look at this nonce, like, so funny, haha.
Yeah, like, look at this guy who's like really totally wants to fuck a small child.
Yeah, just disgusting, right? Like, not a fan, not a fan of that at all. That for me, like, that's kind of the fact that it even is showing up like more than once, like that's like almost an episodic thing, and it's just like. It really drags down the show. I think like not just him too, but like the friend group to an extent.
Yeah,
like, they're all just kind of like, what is their purpose exactly?
Not even just his friend group, just the character archetypes that they push. Like, look at his like childhood friend, like
right,
who calls him, who like just who happens to call him Oni-chan, who plays she plays the Emoto character, but she's not his real sister, so it's fine. But then she's got like unrealistically large tits.
Yeah.
Like to the point where it's also a bit unnerving and kind of disgusting.
Too many stereotypes, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, you like not like having stereotypes in your show is fine, but you can't just write all your characters to be stereotypes.
Yeah.
Like and I mean, I see what they're doing, right? Because like obviously the girl is not she's actually just meant to be the opposite, right? Like she's meant to show that like you can't stereotype people. Meanwhile, like literally every other character in the show is some sort of trope or stereotype, and it's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? Like they set this whole show up, and it's like, yeah, look at this character. Like gals have all these stereotypes revolving around them, and it's like, oh, it turns out that's not always true. And then it's like, but they just completely forgot about every other character.
Yep. Like, I mean, the whole show is clearly like otaku pandering.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pandering to otaku. I mean,
right.
Like, I'll be clear. I don't have any problem with otaku themselves.
Right.
But like, I have a problem with anime trying to pander to them.
Yeah.
It's like otaku are. They're otaku for the reason that they're trying to watch anime for enjoyment, not so they'd be like, oh, that's my fetish. Like, oh, this is my fetish.
Yeah, For me, this show, I think I'm probably gonna finish it, but I'd put it in the lower half of what I'm watching.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely like closer to the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, it's not like completely awful, but it's just like, I don't know is there really much reason to even watch this show? Like, probably not. I guess like unless you are really into the premise.
If you like ecchi and shit, I guess.
Yeah,
but it's not even like high quality ecchi though. I mean,
oh man,
and I kind of all right. The next one we'll talk about, like, I'm going to set parallels with New Game season 2.
Oh, are you watching that?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I never finished the first season. Only, like, basically, I just don't want to watch it. Like,
yeah, that's fine, honestly.
Because it's got nothing I really want to see. I mean, I enjoy slice of life, but, like, I enjoy, like...
Careful, man. Some people will rake you over the coals for that.
Oh, they already know my opinion from like season 1. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, there's a place for New Game, and like there's tons of people who enjoy New Game, and like there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not for me. I enjoy I enjoy like different types of slice of life than this.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Yeah, because to me, like New Game, it's just as much as like the stigma is, it's unrealistic for me. The point where
it's true. I mean, it is, right? Like it's a company based entirely 100% of women, which, not to say that, like, that can't happen, but just like
it never does.
Yeah, like,
especially
it's just,
a game company. But that's not my like true deep gripe about it. It's more like it's pandering in the same way that Hajime no Gal is pandering
to a different crowd.
Just to a different crowd.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. That's a fair criticism. I mean, I don't really think that there's wrong with targeting specific audiences. Like, I don't. I like New Game. Like, it's like it's not my favorite show, but
it's like a moe pandering show. But I mean, I know there's gonna be so many people that say, but there's so much more that it has to offer, and I'll rebuttal like, no, it doesn't. Like it doesn't take a genius to make up comedy skits for a show.
True.
Which is the basic, like, what New Game is. It's just comedy skits between girls working at a game company, and each girl has like a specific archetype, a specific stereotype.
Yeah.
And how they work through these comedy skits.
Did you want to levy anything else against Hajime no Gal, or are we gonna move on to our next show?
If you want to talk about New Game.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've been watching the second season. Yeah, so far so good. If you like the first season, you're probably gonna like the second season. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. It's sort of just more of the same, right? Like, some roles have been changed by characters, but more or less their personalities remain the same, and they're, more or less doing the same thing. So it's sort of like, it's like K-On!, right? Like, if you like season 1 of K-On!, you watch the second season, right? Like, just how it goes.
Yeah.
I'd say I'd put it in the top half of shows that I'm watching for sure. Like, I think it definitely accomplishes what it sets out to do.
Right on.
That's all I have to say on that, basically.
Next up we have Made in Abyss, which I've yet to watch the latest episode, but I enjoy it very thoroughly.
Yeah, I'm a couple episodes behind. I mean, I like it so far. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoy the aesthetic of the world a lot. It's kind of like steampunk, but it's not suffocatingly steampunk.
It's got a good setting, very good setting. I like it a lot. The world building is it's pretty interesting. I don't think the concept is I don't think it's the first time it's been done, like stuff like this. But I mean,
well, I haven't seen it. I feel like in terms of like just the overall, like the anime overall is pretty original.
Yeah,
where that they set out to create a very specific world and have like a very. I mean, like, yeah, there. Like, how many anime are about girls trying to find their mom? I can't name any right off my hand, but I'm sure there's a few.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But like, but you don't need like a really complex premise or a really complex goal for the characters to go for in order to make an interesting anime. They've created a really interesting world. Like totally creating like new fauna for the world and like how the world works. There's like a huge hole in the ground that nobody knows how deep it goes. Like it creates.
I almost wonder, is this kind of like a reverse Gurren Lagann? Like you're going underground and main character is a girl. I don't know, man.
If only we get to see some badass robot fight scenes. Which, hey, we got a robot.
Yeah, true.
we're already like 5 steps into it.
I don't think it's a great comparison, but I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know if we'll see much like growing up sort of trope stuff going on like there was in Gurren Lagann, obviously. But
I don't know. I also find it interesting they chose to like have the main characters be played as children because it also creates with it like. Not a stereotype, but yeah, these are kids, so they're obviously not having the mentality of adults, but then they're also a lot more steadfast in that, yeah, we're kids, but we're going to go deep into this hole. I'm going to find my mom. Because like on
a lot of accounts, like you could chalk that up to just sort of being misguided. So it seems almost more probable for a child to attempt something like that because like they don't really have like a good understanding of the risk inherent with what they're doing. They just are kind of pushing through.
That was shown like pretty well in the last episode. Not the recent one. I haven't seen it, but the last one.
Right.
Like a minor spoiler, but they encounter this bird that called the corpse whisperer, I think. Where like it'll stand over the corpses it eats and it'll like mimic their cries for help in order to like lure other cave dwellers. Or no, in order to mimic more pit dwellers, but like it uses its tongue to basically just like eat you from the inside. But yeah, like it's there's some like pretty dark themes going on here with like death. But I don't know, like just the world itself is really beautiful. The background art is pretty darn good.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. The art is some people might have a hang up on the character design. But like the background art is actually just
I really enjoy the character design just because it breaks free from a lot of like stereotypical, anime drawings.
It's nice because it's a bit different, right?
Yeah, like they don't care about having like super duper interesting character designs more than they have like what are the characters wearing, like what kind of features do they have, or yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna drop this, and I would put it well into the top anime this season.
Same. One thing I got kind of worried about when I started this show, like, you remember Comet Lucifer?
Comet Lucifer, yeah, I remember Comet Lucifer.
Yeah, it's total like pretty. It was garbage, right? Like it was just awful, but in the first episode, they did introduce a very cool world. I remember when I was watching the first episode of this, like I got flashbacks to like Comet Lucifer, and I was like, "Oh God, please not another one of these." Obviously, I haven't read like any. Does Made in Abyss have source material, or is it original? It's probably source material. Right?
It's from a manga.
Yeah, see, like I haven't read that obviously, so I don't know what happens. But I was like almost a little worried for a minute there. I mean, I'm glad that it doesn't appear to be going in that direction. But yeah, definitely worth picking up this season if you haven't already, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Up next is Isekai Shokudo. I'll let you preface.
Have you watched much of this?
I think I'm an episode or two behind.
Okay, yeah, this show, it's just people will see Isekai in the title and they might think like, oh, another like generic dude goes to another world, whatever. But that's not really what it's about. It's more like people from other worlds come to some guy's restaurant. And so like basically that I would say that it's kind of episodic, right? So basically the premise is people from the other world will come in and then they'll order food and be so astonished, oh, how can the food be so good, etc., etc. Because like I guess in his restaurant he uses like modern cooking practices that we would find in our world, so to speak. And then these people are obviously from fantasy worlds or whatever, and like they're not used to eating like good quality restaurant food, I suppose. But most of every episode's it's more or less like it always tells a backstory for the characters. Like it's right. Like it'll go through a bit about who's coming into the restaurant. Like it'll talk about them and
because like they've done how they ended up there, right? Fill the time.
Yeah, exactly, right. So yeah, and it's always like I don't know. It's I wouldn't say it's the best show this season, but it's certainly something.
I like the premise, and it's kind of like it's not even listed as a slice of life, but I would view it more as like a slice of life.
Same, honestly. At this point, it might there might be some sort of overarching plot, but it's kind of yet to really develop it.
Like even if there wasn't an overarching plot, I would still enjoy it, just because like as long as they can keep the characters interesting, because that's what the anime is really about. It's like watching these characters, venture through the door into this restaurant. It's kind of like isekai food wars without the wars.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, I can't really comment on that. I mean, I didn't watch that show, which I need to get around to, obviously. But
Yeah.
Pretty pretty good show overall.
Yeah. I don't have much to say about it. You pretty much talked about everything I liked about it.
Yeah.
I'd put it up there as like being interesting. Like not one of the top this season, but definitely interesting. And I feel like we have one more character introduction. Because I see in like the opening picture sketch, there is a dark-haired elf girl with bangs of fire that I really enjoy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't put this as a must-watch, but if you want some sort of slice of life about food, I mean, this is your go-to, I guess, for this season.
And if you like isekai,
yeah, even then though, like,
I mean, like,
I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much. Next anime we have is Yokoso Jitsuryoku Shijo Shugi no Kyoshitsune.
Dude, I actually like this show. Classroom of the Elite. I actually like this show a lot.
I need desperately to catch up because, like, I'm on the episode where you find out that cute girl's actually fucking crazy.
Dude, oh, okay, yeah. Dude, this show is loaded with drama, man. Like, it's typical, like, high school show, right? But
yeah.
It's, the quirk, I suppose you could call it, is, like...
I would put it more into the, almost like a death game genre.
Yeah, I could see that being the
because I can definitely see it's going to come down to, like, you know, students will start like betraying each other because it all comes down to the points. Like that's
it's like hyper competitive, right? Hyper competitive environment, and people basically, you know, they do what they need to do to, in this case, earn their points, which translates to their spending money, right? So, some people like basically, if you're trash, you don't get any money.
One thing I'm looking forward to is seeing if my initial observation and theory was correct in that, like, not only do their school academies affect their points, but like even their demeanor outside of like class. Because like we had the camera show us the camera watching main character. Like he made a point to like observe it, but who knows? It's definitely interesting. It's got a lot of different characters in it.
Yeah, I put this in the top half this season. I think like if you like drama, this is definitely probably a show that you want to watch.
Right. I don't have much else to say if you don't.
I think we both covered it for this one.
Next up, we've got Isekai wa Smartphone Totomoni.
Oh, yeah.
This anime is absolute trash.
It's not a fan. I have to say, definitely not a fan.
Like I was able to stomach 2 episodes of this trashy anime.
Yeah, it's pretty. No offense to anyone that likes it, of course, but it, like, holy crap!
Like, I do mean a slight offense to people who like this.
It's like what were they thinking, dude? Like, the story is just like, it's so bad, dude. It's like bad.
This is your stereotypical light novel adaptation that just should not happen.
Yeah, it ticks way too many stereotype boxes. I mean, in the title of the show, like, it has the word smartphone, right? And then the synopsis, you
literally
think,
like, the title is literally stuck in another world with my smartphone.
Yeah, and you read the synopsis and you're like, oh wow, he went to the other world and he kept his smartphone. Like, oh, I guess that's gonna be a big plot point. Yeah, you think that's a big plot point? No, it's not. It doesn't even fucking matter.
In the fucking 2 episodes I watched, he used his smartphone to look up a recipe. That's it.
Yeah, and even worse than that, like, he just gets like superpowers. Like, he's just like super OP MC. Like, he dies. Like, the smartphone doesn't even matter. Like
the premise is that he dies in like our world, and he's sent to God, where God made a mistake. God accidentally killed MC in our world, and so he's just like, well, as an apology, I'll let you be reincarnated, but not in that world, in a different world. But, like, you know, just ask me whatever you want. And like MC's just like, can I keep my smartphone? But like,
yeah, just
the thing about it
retarded,
is like
right?
you never find out why he. All right, I only watched 2 episodes, but he never like explains why he wanted to keep his smartphone. Like other than like it showed him he looked up like what his favorite bands were doing. That's it.
They just made like the character like super OP. Like what the fuck is
he's like,
dude? Konosuba is like the perfect parody of this show. Like
yeah.
It almost fits to a T, like what happened to Kazuma versus the MC in this, except their wishes were different, and this guy's like fucking retardedly OP and shits on everything, and Kazuma's just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty funny.
Like, everything about this anime is bad. Like
even the art and animation is like janky as fuck.
Like that is one of my biggest points. Is the art and animation is just trash. None of the characters have any semblance of like an original design. The actual animation is like bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, this shit's got issues, like for sure.
Like I feel
no bueno.
Like the guy who wrote this, like obviously he like thought to himself, like, oh shit, what if like isekai, but he has a smartphone, and he thought that'd be a really good idea. And like, all right, I've heard a lot. To its defense,
you could even make an argument like that the smartphone concept wasn't even added in until after the story was already finished. It's so like fucking irrelevant to anything that happens. Like they could have easily just written an entire isekai and then just like he's like, oh, what can I do to separate this from other shows or light novels? Oh, we'll just give him a smartphone. Like, what were they thinking?
That's exactly what happens in the anime. And like to its defense, like I've heard a few people say that like, you know, they're watching it because of the light novel. So like whether or not the light novel is good or not, this anime adaptation is trash. Like complete trash.
It is grueling. I mean, yeah, there's just no way that I'm gonna watch this. I think I have better things to do with my time, certainly.
I'm not giving it another episode if my life depended on it.
Yeah. All right. What do you want to go on to next here?
Ballroom e Yokoso.
Oh, hey, this is
I love this anime. Man, I mean, it's bordering on your typical sports anime, but it's a dance sports anime,
right?
But this anime has a lot of flavor and a lot of personality that make it stand out a lot. Like, first and foremost, I love the art style of this anime.
Yeah,
like each character, like just like how many reaction faces I've picked off of this anime, and I would love to turn them into emotes on my server. Like, fuck, they do such a cool job of making everyone look super interesting at all times.
Based production IG.
Yeah. The girls are super cute, and also
the show gives me a Yuri on Ice feeling, but I feel like it's gonna end up in a better place than that show. Like I feel like it's gonna be even better than Yuri on Ice.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it more than Yuri on Ice so far.
Yeah, same. And like it's still got the comedy bits, but like it's not quite as heavy, I think, as it was in Yuri on Ice. Like I don't think there's as much focus on it.
Yeah, and also, fuck, what's her name? Momo? No, the Emoto. Are you caught up?
No, I'm a bit behind.
Oh,
that's all right.
Have you met the dude and his little sister? All right, you'll find out that like Shizuka, like the black-haired girl, is not the best girl.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, once you meet little sister, she's gonna tip you off your socks.
Interesting. All right, well, I got something to look forward to, I suppose.
Yeah. Also, I think the biggest thing I like about it, it's not even like super well animated because you never get to actually see a full dance animated. You don't. Like there's like tons of stills and there's tons of like transitions and you never really get to see them dance fully. So far, we're only halfway through.
It still looks nice though. Like
it still looks
they do it in
nice.
a good way.
they did a lot of work on the like just the design of the characters.
It's pretty interesting for sure.
Like almost to the point where like their dance forms look completely. It's not even like in a bad way different from their main like non-dancing forms. Because like it's almost like hard to recognize some of them when they're like dressed up in oil slicked hair. Like I mean Shizuka, it's hard to like I'd have to see an overlap to tell like it's the same girl. It's because her hair changes so much.
Yeah, it's kind of nice that they don't always draw the characters in the same way. Dude, that threw me for a loop. I remember when they were doing one of the dance competitions, like I couldn't even tell it was the same character. Yeah. Like at first, like I had to do a double take because she just looks so different, right?
Right. And also the fucking way they draw the necks is crazy. You'll see their necks normal and then like you'll see them like extended 2 or 3 times longer than what they should be. I find it's really, instead of being bad, I see it as like being really what's the word? Like animated. Like yeah.
Yeah.
not to be like puntastic here, but I don't want to give too much time to Ballroom, so we'll move on to Knights and Magic, where I think you said you haven't started this yet.
Yeah, this one's all you. I don't think I'm gonna watch this show, so
I've got an episode or 2 to catch up, but like it's interesting. You've basically got the premise where this super otaku guy, wow, I think I forgot it, but like, all right, you've got this super otaku guy who loves fucking mechs. He fucking loves mechs. But then, he just fucking loves mechs and he gets hit by a car one day. But then he's like reincarnated into like a trap boy in an isekai world where like mechs are like a real thing. And so it's basically his like superior mech knowledge that like drives him through, and he becomes like super fucking OP. Like he's like on his way to completely revolutionize their mech military. I mean, you have to really like mechs and shit, and you might. I mean, if you like traps, then go for it. But it's interesting. There's a lot of things I could say they're not great. Like it feels a lot like your samey mech isekai anime, but with a different premise. But I think that's enough for that anime. I'm not actually watching Owari season 2 right now. I haven't started it yet. Like, I'll be completely honest with you, I haven't finished the first season.
You're talking about Owari Monogatari?
Right.
Oh yeah, I haven't started the second season either. I'm in the middle of. Well, I was in the middle of doing a chronological rewatch of everything.
I need to do that. Like honestly, how far are you into it?
I've finished. So I watched all the Kizu movies, and then I've watched Bake and Nisei, and that also includes that will also put you about halfway through Koyomi. So,
all right. I'll have to get with you because I need to get a list of the chronological because I need to do a rewatch before I get into Owari.
Yeah, it gets. I'm. The reason why I stopped before I got to second season is things start to get a bit fuzzy because like you have arcs that do happen chronologically, like at the point where I'm now I need to start watching, but the way that they're delivered is as flashbacks. So like if you watch it chronologically in the sense that you want to see the flashback at the actual time it occurred, you're going to be looking into the future because you're going to see characters talking about stuff, but that actually doesn't happen until a lot later. So like I'm trying to decide how I want to do it. If I want to watch it for the flashbacks like in the correct time, or if I want to watch it like have them delivered as flashbacks at the correct time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it was. I feel like they meant it to be watched out of chronological order.
Oh yeah, certainly. Yeah, definitely. That's why, like, if you're just starting the show, definitely don't do something stupid and watch it in chronological order, because you just fuck up the whole delivery of the show. Like, bad. Don't do that. By the way,
because like Kizu Monogatari doesn't give much of any background to Koyomi.
Yeah. In fact, like a lot of people will say like, oh, you can just watch Baka and then watch Kizu. I mean, I think that's fine, but like I think you just watch it in the error order, right? Like,
yeah.
There's not really
because like if you don't watch it chronologically, then it actually gives you a lot of background that will make Kizu Monogatari movies really good.
Yeah, that's you hit on an important point there. Yeah, the more of the series that you've seen, it makes the movies that much better, I think.
Yeah, because like they like briskly cover what's her name? Glasses.
Hanakawa.
They briskly cover Hanakawa and Kizu Monogatari.
Yeah.
You get like a lot more emotional impact if you know like a lot of shit beforehand. Because like they're not like the anime itself doesn't even like spoil Kizu Monogatari. Like literally doesn't. They just make nods to it and like, you know, say like, oh, what happened that summer, or what happened during Golden Week, and like the most,
you more or less can piece it together, but like it's nice to be able to actually see it after you've heard about it, right?
Right.
Another thing too is like Kizu. This is you'll hear this a lot. It's missing the internal monologuing of Araragi.
Yeah,
it's true, right? So if you've seen all the rest of the series and like you're used to his internal monologuing, you're not going to see it in the movie. But I don't think that detracts from it. But what I do think is, if you're not familiar with the way that Araragi thinks by listening to his monologuing in the rest of the series, going into the movie, like you might find a lot of what he does questionable, or there's like not really much explanation for why he's doing it. But like if you've seen the rest of it, you can kind of like piece together why he thinks the way that he does without having to hear him explain it in his head. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
yeah. So,
but neither of us have started Owari season 2, so I guess we can't really talk too much about it specifically.
Although, like Monogatari series itself is a pretty niche thing, and like if you know you like it, you like it.
Yeah, it's true, actually. Yeah, just start with Baka. If you don't like it, you're going to have issues. Don't force yourself. But if you do like it, well, there you go. Now you have a whole bunch of stuff to watch.
You have tons of shit to watch.
Yeah.
Man, how many fucking episodes is there in total?
I don't know, man. It's one of those lucky series that got an actual, like, full adaptation, or, like, rather it's going to... They just keep going, right?
Yeah, there's well over, like, a full 4 cores.
Yeah. It's pretty solid for sure.
Next up, we have Princess Principal.
Hey, dude, I think this show's pretty dope. I think it's hype, dude.
Like, I don't care if like the main characters are all fucking like young girls. I don't give a shit. Yeah. They're cute and they're badass, and that's all that matters.
The setting is cool. Like everyone's badass. It's a spy thriller, but then like. It's like if you took a James Bond movie and then you just like converted every character into cute girls. Like, it's hilarious.
It's basically Moe James Bond without like the sex scenes,
and also in a steampunk world.
Yeah, there is quite a bit of fictitious elements to it, such as like our main character's weird little ball thingy-majigger.
Oh yeah. That's a good part of it, actually. Yeah, you control gravity or whatever.
Yeah. I don't have much to say. It's just interesting. It's one of the better ones. The animation's pretty good too. I think the fight scenes are well detailed.
That and the art is really good as well.
Right.
Like I was actually surprised. Like, dude, I think this show is a lot better than it has any right to be. Like I hadn't even heard of this show until someone recommended it to me, and I was like,
yeah,
hey,
I remember telling you like, dude, you gotta drop on this fast.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised, actually. Pleasantly surprised. Because, like, I mean, at the beginning of the season, you sit down and you look at the shows that are releasing, and you're like, you just kind of go through the synopsis, and you're like, good, bad, I'll try this, I'll try that, this looks like trash, not watching this. But for me, like, I looked at the synopsis, probably not going to watch this. But the synopsis obviously doesn't do it justice, right? So.
Right. Next up, I'm skipping Jikano Shihaisha because I think I might have watched an episode, but it wasn't that interesting.
Right.
I'm not watching Kepeki Danchi.
Yeah, not watching that either.
I'm gonna breeze over Nanamaru Sanbatsu. It's a sports anime about quiz games. That's what it is. It's a sports anime about quiz games. If you like sports anime and if you like quiz games, then like fuck, you're gonna love it. Shokoku no Altair.
I haven't started this.
I watched the first episode. It was kind of interesting, like little boy or a young man, becomes in power, and then he's kind of a badass. He's got like a killer fucking hawk that kills people like on command.
Oh, nice.
Or like he just like controls hawks that kill people. But I don't know, it seems interesting. I might pick it up again. Next we have Centaur no Nayami, which is it's interesting. I'm only on episode 3, to be honest. It's more of like, I don't know, I just don't like the kind of slice of life that have been coming out nowadays.
No?
No. Like I like shit like Working.
Working is I like Working. Working is classic.
Yeah, Working is fun. Shit like I really enjoyed Air, not Air, but fuck, what was the name of it? Like the one where they're gondola pilots on rehabilitated Mars. That's now like Ocean Planet.
Arya?
Arya, yeah. I loved Arya. But like stuff like this is just kind of boring. Honestly, I haven't started Vatican Kiseki.
Dude, yeah, I watched one episode. Like, I found myself fast forwarding through it, and like I was just like, all right, I can't do this. Like,
was that the one where they control like time and shit?
Fuck if I know, dude. Like, I actually didn't even know what was going on, dude. Like, I was bored out of my fucking mind watching it. Like, just not for me, right? I can't really, I don't know. I can't really comment too much on like the quality of it, honestly. I definitely didn't really like it.
Yeah. I watched the first episode of The Reflection. From what I understand, it's like a joint co-op between who's a really famous old guy in like Marvel or DC comics. He like makes a cameo in every Marvel movie.
Professor X, maybe?
No, like the real life. Like
the
guy who wrote like most of those comics.
Stan Lee?
Stan Lee. It's like a co-op between like Stan Lee and someone in like I may be completely wrong, but I read that it was like a co-op between Stan Lee and like some kind of someone else. So it's there's a lot of like superhero influences on this anime, and it was pretty interesting. The animation was, I felt like they were trying to do well with like a small budget, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
18 If. I watched the first episode, but it wasn't that interesting.
I haven't seen it either.
I may actually keep going if I hear there's like romantic plot. Konbini Karashi, or like a convenience store boyfriend. Yeah.
Is that any good? Like, I thought about
I watched it, but it didn't seem that great. Like,
okay.
I may be completely wrong. I may need to give the second episode a try.
Right.
Oh fuck! I totally forgot about Yokai Apartment.
Haven't watched that either, honestly.
It seems like pretty interesting. Basically, this guy, his parents die, and he goes to live with his aunt and uncle. But he wants to be like self-sufficient, and like I think their daughter has some real bitchy beef with him for some reason. So he decides to like move out and dorm life during school. So he tries to find cheap apartments and ends up at a haunted one with a bunch of yokai in it. And it's basically slice of life. It was pretty interesting so far. Like it's more of my kind of slice of life. But
Yeah.
interesting. I am going to keep continue it. Dive. It's a sports anime about diving. That's pretty much it. I've actually watched like 2 episodes and it's not horrible. Then we have Hitori Jime, My Hero, which I didn't know that it was like a shonen ai. Or, yeah, I think it's a shonen ai. Yeah, it's going to end up a shonen ai. I don't know. I'm not into that kind of anime, to be honest. And then we have Sayuki Reload Blast.
Dude, holy fuck, you went all out, man. You've watched so much stuff.
Like, honestly, no, I didn't. I watched the first episode of Sayuki Reload Blast. I watched pretty much all of these first episodes, but like
watching enough to drop, I think counts. Like if if it's not good, like obviously you're not going to torture yourself and keep watching all this stuff.
Right, Sayuki Reload Blast. It's your basic Sengoku hero fighting anime, but like they're all Bishonen guys. Each of like the Bishonen archetype and stereotype. Like you have the smart one, you've got the young one with vitality, you've got like the badass, and then you've got like the cool guy, and then you've got like the smart guy with glasses. So it's basically like Otome Sengoku Wars. I haven't seen any of the other Jikoku Shoujo, so I haven't started that. And do we need to cover Battle Girls High School?
Oh yeah, don't forget the shorts this season too. There's actually some good shorts.
Yeah, there actually are. I'm just like kind of breezing through these because like I don't want to make this episode too long.
Right.
But yeah, Battle Girl High School. It's Battle Girl High School. The whole everything you need to know is in the title.
Yeah.
Actually, don't know if I watched the first episode. You know, I may give it a try. May. Hinalagi, I saw it had From Luck and Logic in the title, so I was like, no. Tenchi no 3P. Wow. This is a very pandering show for very specific people. Wait, did I say pedophile? No, people. It's basically this guy records music in his room and puts it up on the net, and then he gets called out to like the park by like some dude, and like he thinks it's like some executive dude because he comes off as like really smart and like intelligent, but he gets to the park, like this guy's kind of like a NEET. He seems to like dwell at home most of the time, but he gets to the park, and then it's 3 lollies that want to do a collab with him, a collab concert at their orphanage. Like that's it. I didn't watch anymore because I was like, I'm hitting the eject seat. This is, I just hit the eject seat quick. I haven't seen the 3rd season of Symphogear, so I haven't seen the starting of the 4th. Action Heroine Cheer Fruits. I watched the first episode, but I don't remember anything. Yeah.
That's usually a bad sign.
Guru, which I didn't start. And then you've got Marvel Future Avengers, which no. Like I remember the one where like it's basically like there was a Marvel anime that's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh, where like the Marvel heroes are in cards, but like they're there, they're real. You can talk to them, but like no. Or was it cards, or was it like spinning tops? Like the hero souls were like in the tops. Whatever, I don't care. I'm gonna skip over last season's leftovers for the sole purpose of that I would rather talk about them at the end of the season. As for shorts, to Resurrect Children, man.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah, it's honestly I'm behind on it, but yeah, good. Definitely good for a short.
Best pair is the student council president and the Yankee girl. Like definitely my top pair. I I don't know. It's just like a little, comedy drama. It's mostly about the romantic relationships between a bunch of characters in like short skits. But they're really nice. It's cute, poignant, does it well. It's just really cute and funny. And then we have Aho Girl.
Yeah, Aho Girl is good too.
Yeah, Aho Girl. I feel like Aho Girl is like the flagship anime this season. More that like it's the most widely able to be liked.
Yeah, good comedy, honestly.
Yeah, good comedy. Simple premise. Well, there is no real premise. It's just a guy and his idiot childhood friend.
Yeah. I mean, it's just short, so it's not like super plot heavy, but I mean, it's at least it does what it needs to do, which is just be funny, right?
Yeah,
comedy.
Right, and then we have Netsuzo Trap NTR.
this show, it's interesting.
Honestly, I haven't gone past the first episode because I
think it's just fucking absurd, honestly. Like this show.
I kept watching Scum's Wish because I really like the sex scenes. But like, are there sex scenes in this? I don't. For me, I just don't like the really forced drama.
Yeah, nothing. You're not gonna find anything as graphic as Scum's Wish, I think. And yeah, the drama is like pretty contrived, and there's some like questionable stuff that happens. Not in terms of like it being unrealistic necessarily, but like in terms of like, wow, like it's hard to believe that people exist that are this shitty. Like you just have trouble believing that, right?
That's like, I know it was Aki that he hates any kind of show that like has characters that really piss him off. So I know he would hate this anime. Just like he never continued Scum's Wish because of the teacher. And then we have Norito Ojo to Norineko Heart, which is a short about a guy who he gets turned into a cat, and then it's slice of life pretty much with some ecchi and comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty much it. Whoa, what is this shit?
Did we both cover everything, or was?
Well, we've got Skirt no Naka wa Keramono Deshita.
Oh, I'm not watching that either.
The story begins when the reserved Shizuka attends a local mixer party but has trouble adjusting to the atmosphere. A beautiful older female college student named Ryo starts talking to her, and the pair hit it off. These are both girls. Shizuka goes to spend the night at Ryo's place. However, Ryo unexpectedly kisses Shizuka and pushes her down. Shizuka thinks the beautiful woman is a lesbian, but soon discovers that Ryo is actually a man dressed.
Oh God!
Fucking scroll. Yeah. A man.
People were complaining about this show.
Dressed as a woman. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's fucked. It's also like extremely like suggestive for what would it's labeled as ecchi, but it's like it's pretty fucking like over the top, I think.
I'm gonna have to give this one a try. And then we have Cleone no Akare, which is I have like mixed feelings about this because of like it seems to be about this boy and girl. They're not related in any way, really, who happen to like pick up this bullied girl from their class and then hang out with her. It's labeled as an adventure anime here, so I think I'm pretty much nailed it on the head. Well, it says the story centers around an ill-stricken, constrained, constantly bullied orphan girl named Minori. After one rainy day, she doesn't turn up at school, having been admitted into a hospital in a distant town. 2 months pass. The girl's two school friends receive him. Oh, so I haven't even got into the plot, apparently. Her two friends at school receive a mysterious email with no sender, revealing a summer festival taking place at a nearby town. Huh. Well, I guess I gotta pick that up again. I thought it was literally just, hang out with bully girl. secretly. Everybody knows about Take-You. Everybody knows about Yami Shibai. Ikemen Sengoku, I know what that means, so I'm not watching it. Like, there are 2 Sengoku shows with Ikemen, like, beautiful boys. And then we have Kaito and Ansa, not watching that. Alright, I need to say a little bit about Musekinin Galaxy Tyler. Fuck this anime. Like, you guys dug up an old anime that I liked and then just, like, decided to profit on it through, like, shorts. And that, like, trying to, like, use quips and shit from the old show to make your fucking new anime agenda work. Fuck you. I hope this anime burns in the ground. I haven't seen Pikotaro's No Lullaby. That looks crazy. Also, I'm going to mention this one. That pretty much covers it this season. What is your, like, top 3 so far?
Well, that's a good question. Top 3. I'll do it in no particular order, but I'd say it's gotta be. Oh, jeez, it's actually not that easy. Okay, Made in Abyss is on there for sure, and then I think it's probably Classroom of the Elite and Ballroom. I think, honestly.
Yeah,
mine are
definitely Made in Abyss, Ballroom, and Aho Girl, with, like, heavy mentions of Tsurezure Children and what is it? Yeah, I think that's about it for me.
I thought.
Well, that's
yeah, that wraps things up. I guess, eh?
Yeah. Please look forward to more episodes in the future. If I can get the rest of our team, together. Their schedules are hell. My schedule is hell.
AX episode. Get hype.
Yeah. Yeah, me, Cassie, and Jared all met each other at AX. You'll hear stories about how me and Cassie bought a 2-liter bottle of Jack Daniels, and then how petite Jared, like, tried to kill it one night and was destroyed the next morning. So expect good stories and stuff for that episode. So I can't guarantee it will be next episode, but I can guarantee that will be a episode coming soon. And also we'll have guests because I was able to meet Glenn that year or this year, and a bunch of his friends. So yeah, I look forward to that. This has been whatever episode this is, of Anime Abroad. Signing off. Goodbye, everyone.
Hey everyone, Jared here. I don't normally, or I guess this podcast in general, doesn't normally do this kind of post-episode thing, but I just want to say a couple things quickly. So first of all, thank you very much to Patrick for joining Kyle in this episode. We just really wouldn't have an episode otherwise. I haven't personally listened to the episode quite yet. I will once I'm finished recording this. But if you made it this far in the video, then I hope that means it's been a fun one. As for our lack of uploads, to put it simply, most of us just haven't really wanted to record anything. We've all been either busy or just occupied with other hobbies or responsibilities, so. As for me, I recently started working full-time, and been studying a lot harder than I used to, so that's taking up quite a lot of time. I just wasn't really happy with the pace I was going before, so I've been stepping up. That said, I really am enjoying the season a lot. I didn't really watch much for a while, kind of last season, but midway through this season, there were quite a few that I just watched from episode 1 to the then current episode, and this season's just been fantastic. So hopefully I'll talk about that at some point. It's definitely got me very much back into enjoying it. I never stopped enjoying it really, but it just kind of fell to the side for a while. But as for some of the others, Cassie and Brooke, I believe still aren't watching much. They're also just pretty busy with other things, with their jobs especially, and some other ventures. But they definitely haven't forgotten about the podcast. I do keep in contact with them. I play D&D with Brooke, and that gets streamed actually. So if you look at Twitter, you'll find out about that. Corey is still in Japan, so if you want to see anything about their life at the moment, then probably check her Twitter. Kyle, I think, has been very busy as well, but he does seem very eager to record, so I think you'll manage to force me into it sometime soon. Just one day pull me in. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, we're busy, but we're definitely not dead. We've been hoping for a while to do a podcast about Anime Expo, which me, Kyle, and Cassie went to, along with some of our friends, including Glenn from Anifix or Anipod. Great podcast that I would highly recommend while we're there. Not that they're quite active either, but the group that I'm hoping to get in for that is very mixed in schedules, so I'm not sure how possible it'll be, but we'll try our best to manage something, because I think that'll be a lot of fun for, especially even just for the people recording it, because I think the more people we have, the more kind of smaller stories we'll remember, and that should be fun, because there are parts of the trip which I've somewhat forgotten. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to make any promises for the future. We'll probably still be quiet for a little while, but I do hope that we can get something going again. I'll talk to Kyle about that for sure. So yeah, thanks for listening. I'm very much glad that you're still interested enough in us to come back after what's been quite a few months by now. So I hope you'll stick with us just a bit longer, and that you enjoy whatever's to come, as plentiful or infrequent as that may be. But yeah, that's all I have to say. This went on a little bit longer than I intended, so I will see you next time.